So, I'm very excited. Today I'm with inspiration um, and the person that I follow for a long time. Our meeting always brings a lot of light to my life. This is why I wanted to have you as a guest, and thank you for that. And my audience needs to hear the things that I'm taking from you as well. So I'm today with the Rabbi Manis Friedman, who is the most famous on YouTube also. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. Thank you for inviting me.
My
So,
pleasure.
what do you want to talk about?
What do you want to start? Relationships, women's, feminism, the war, politics.
Okay. So, the most recent idea about marriage and relationship is that in order for the marriage to work, you have to have pity on the person you're married to.
Pity.
Rahmanut. What is the Rahmanut?
Chemla.
That they're married to you. I'm serious.
My man needs to להדליק משואה, הוא צריך. If he's married to me.
Yeah, if you don't feel pity that the person has to live with you, you're just cruel. You're aghzali.
What do you mean?
Because it's not easy to live with you.
I know that. I don't want him to know that you know that I know that.
But he should know that it's not easy to live with him. So if you think it's easy to live with you, you're insensitive. Because it's not.
I know. Believe me, I know.
It's not easy to live with anybody.
It's difficult to live with yourself, so another person.
Right.
It's crazy.
Is it easy to live with a person who's a tzaddik?
No.
No. Is it easy to live with a person who's a rasha?
No.
No. Is it easy to live with a person in between?
The Benoni?
The guy who hasn't decided what he wants to be when he grows up? Also not. So who? Nobody. It's not easy to be married to anybody.
Especially these days.
Especially these days, and especially me. You have to think, being married to me is the hardest thing in the world. Then you'll have a good marriage.
When you wake up in the morning, you look at them and you say, okay, it's not going to be easy day for you. You have to leave it with me. And start with that.
It's just the truth.
It's very interesting.
It's a simple truth.
I think
it's not exaggeration and it's not make-believe. It's just true.
As I said, it's difficult to live with yourself. And these days, you have a lot of things that you are influenced by, like feminism, like woman who's trying to be everything. What do you suggest for the woman living in these times to do in a relationship in order to not bringing inside your home all the voices from outside?
It's the same idea. What's the truth? Don't make up a philosophy. Don't make up an argument or a political movement. What's the truth? The truth is, if a woman is comfortable being a woman, then she's strong and she's healthy. If she's not comfortable being a woman, nothing is going to work. Becoming rich, becoming powerful, becoming famous, it's not going to work because you're not comfortable with who you are.
So do you think feminism doing more damage to relationships? Or
Absolutely. Not only to relationships, to women.
I'm taking feminism from the Rabbi Milubavitch. I think he just said that every woman has a way to change the world, and he see me as unique only for the reason that I'm a woman.
Yes.
Start with that. You're a woman. Take it and do with it the magic that only women can do. But women's today is trying to be more similar to men's.
That's feminism? That's
I don't think it's
masculization.
feminism.
Right? That's not even feminism.
I don't think
You
it's
make
feminism.
women feel uncomfortable being women and you call it feminism? It's anti-feminism. You make a woman feel guilty for having children? This is empowering women?
How do you stop hearing the voices? It's all the time, all around you. I'm learning Tanya. It's what I prefer, what I suggesting everyone to do.
Except a woman.
Yes, but be like,
Everything else except.
I used to think that if I'm only at home and taking care of my husband and with the children, it became something wrong if you're doing only that. I don't see it as a wrong way to live now, today, but it took me a long time.
Look, who has more influence in the world than a woman who stays home with her children? Who changes the world more than the mother?
I think it's a bless.
Just technically, practically. The mother's influence shapes the society. There's nothing more powerful. It is such a responsibility that men are willing to do everything so that the women don't have to do anything besides influence the children. It's worth for men in every society to do all the work to make sure that there's bread on the table, to make sure that there's money, to make sure that there's security, to make sure that there's whatever is needed so his wife doesn't have to think about anything besides being a woman and a mother.
But
that's
today reality, it's not allow you to go to work only if only one person.
Mothers used to stay home.
You only need to get a rich
but now
husband.
the kids are not home. So who are you staying home with? I know society has become very not anti-feminism, not anti-female, anti-family. There's no value in the family. Children don't belong at home, husbands don't belong at home, and the mothers don't belong at home. So what's the home?
You blink and they're old.
But it's always been that men go to war to protect the women. When women also go to war, who are they protecting? The children. Yep. Soon the children are going to go to war. Who are you fighting for if everybody is fighting?
I think today we need everyone to fight. I'm going with my gun everywhere, But today we need to protect ourselves and our children and the reality in Israel.
But that's not a life. If everyone has to carry a gun.
We didn't choose this war,
Right, because that's not a life. It's just
an
emergency.
How do we change it? I know the change needs to start from here. I know it. We need to kill. We need to kill the mechabel. Here, yeah.
So, in every society, practically, who is exempt from the army? The clergy, the preachers, the teachers, the holy people, the students, those who create the values. We protect those who guide our lives. Because that's what we're protecting, our lifestyle, our values, our beliefs. So teachers and clergy and priests and rabbis don't go to war. They are protected by the army because the most important thing in a society is its beliefs and its values. But if you're not protecting the beliefs and the values, what are you fighting for? Independence? It's not good enough.
I speak about God and the thing I believe in. Like a lot of people look at you like in a strange way of What do you want? Who do you speak with? You feel it as well?
It's changing. It's changing very, very quickly. All the popular singers are singing about God. All of them. Because I think building the country, being patriotic, became the religion. That was your highest value that you believed in, that you were ready to die for. Pretty much like most other countries. The builders of the country worshipped their country. So the biggest wake-up call is that patriotism is not enough to live with. So you want to build a country, you want to be free, and you want to be safe. And then you go crazy because you don't know what to do with yourself. Because you don't really know why you're here.
And what is the why?
Mm-hmm.
I
So
used to
that's
think
why-
I used to think I only need people to love me. I need love in my life. And then I read your book, and it's like
And you stopped loving.
wake up in the morning and say, okay, what do you need me to do? What do you want from me? And he can run it all by himself, but he still puts me here.
Yeah.
How do you find the why? This is my question.
So first, let's give it a definition. Everybody wants to know, what is the purpose? Bottom line, what is the tachlit? What are we living for?
מה תכלס?
Yeah. But what is a tachlit? What does that mean even? What does it mean, the purpose? The reason? We don't realize. A purpose is something that doesn't need a purpose. So if love is your most important, most precious, love doesn't need a purpose? You love just to love? No. Why is love better than hate?
Good things become out of it.
Good things
Children.
meaning things that support life. Hate doesn't support life. Love supports life. You don't have children out of hate. You have children out of love. Right? So it supports life. Okay. And why do you need life? Is life the purpose?
No.
No, because we're always asking, what is the purpose of life? So life is not the end. It needs a purpose. A purpose means there's no purpose necessary for the purpose, because it is the tachlit.
You confused me. You don't need the purpose. The purpose is that you. I think that the fact that I'm alive, it's the purpose. I have a meaning.
What is that
But-
meaning?
What is the why?
Yeah.
So, someone hears you now and you said, okay, I don't have meaning to my life. I wake up in the morning, I go to work, I bringing food to my children all the time, going again and again and again on the same routine.
Yeah.
Tell me, why do I'm here? I know
Right.
that the person that gives me the orange in the morning when I go to the supermarket has a meaning. Is bringing food to my table. I see everyone as a shaliach. But this person doesn't have now the why. Why do you tell him
Because life needs a why. Yeah?
we must have why?
You're alive. What more do you want? What more do I want? I want to know why I'm alive.
Change the world for good when I wake up in the morning. Okay, so I have my life. I live. I exist,
And
but
that's
I
not
don't
good
live.
enough?
So
Where'd you get that? Life doesn't justify itself. You don't live just to live. And that's why we're always asking, what is the purpose of life? Because life needs a purpose. But the purpose doesn't need a purpose.
The purpose itself. Okay, I know.
That's where it stops. So everything that we have needs a purpose.
But do you know when I find my why, I know what I feel when I do what I do.
Because there's no question after that.
Yeah, it makes me do it again and again. I feel alive when I'm doing it.
So people think that life itself is the purpose.
No,
But it's not. Being successful is the purpose. No, it's not. Being rich, being famous, being
When
strong.
you're beautiful, it's enough.
And it's not. Everything needs a purpose.
When you are a mother, I'm going to ask you something that happens to me a while ago when I went to visit some family that lost her son. And meaning her why was being a mother. And she lost her son. And I started to speak with her, and she said, don't speak with me about God. He does not exist for me anymore. She was so mad at him. When you mad at someone, you believe in it. But she was like, no way he exists, and he took my son. And I hear it a lot lately. What do you answer to this woman? Someone took her why.
If we think only of life, life is impossible. That's what it shows. If you think life is the ultimate, you don't have a good life. Because so many things in life work against life.
Like what?
Hey, sickness, poverty, war, and of course, death. So if all you have is life, you have nothing to live for. It's like if there's nothing to die for, then there's nothing to live for. It's true. Because it's the same thing as saying my life has no purpose. So one of the serious problem with a mother who says that is that she stopped being a mother. She's not living for her children anymore. She's living to be angry and to protest and to become militant and to become permanently avel.
How can you work on these feelings when something like that happens to you? You're mad. You wanna blame someone.
Yes, that's a stage, but it doesn't last. I was invited to Mexico to speak. Somebody picks me up at the airport, and we're driving into the hotel. And he says to me, there's a couple who had a terrible tragedy, and they're waiting for you at the hotel. They need to talk to you. What was the story? A 6-year-old little girl died from an aneurysm, which is very sudden, and they weren't home when this happened. The father was maniach tefillin, shomer Shabbat. He was the most popular guy in the shul, in the bet knesset. No more tefillin, no more God, no more. That's it. He's angry. Everybody tried to talk to him, to explain to him, doesn't want to hear anything anymore. In fact, he wants to leave the community and move away. So we sat down to talk. But I knew that he already heard all the answers and all the... Actually, he showed me a picture of his little girl. I got dizzy. I almost fainted. An angel. Anyway, so I asked him, has your daughter visited you yet? He says, yeah, twice. What did she say? She didn't say anything. She just smiled. I said, why did she have to come twice? Don't know. I said, I think she's trying to tell you two things. She's okay, but she's worried about you. She's 6 years old. Every 6-year-old needs a father. And you stopped being her father. You're too busy grieving and mourning, and now she's without a father. This is how you take care of a 6-year-old girl? By being angry at the world? And by the way, once you get to heaven, you don't get older. If you come there a 6-year-old, you stay 6. You don't get older in heaven. So what are you doing for your daughter? Why did you quit on her? He says, should I put on the tefillin now or wait till I get home?
I'm speechless.
This is what happens. And that's why the Torah says you have to sit 7 days. After 7 days, get up. Go back to being a parent or a child to your parent or a soulmate to your soulmate.
I hope she hears your answer now, because point of view that I didn't think of.
So this is a uniquely Jewish understanding. When a person dies, what happens?
Only the body goes. That's
Right. So what happens to the neshama? Other religions, you go to heaven and you become an angel, become a malach. No, you don't. You stay the same. Because all angels are the same. That's not what happens to a neshama. When you say the neshama continues to live, it means the same person with the same relationships, the same memories, the same personality. It's still him or her. A wife is still a soulmate. You're not married legally, but you're a soulmate. A child is still a child. That's your mother you're talking about. And by the way, what do mothers talk about in Shamayim? What, Kabbalah? About their children. What do you think they talk about? That's my child is a doctor.
It's a very strong faith. You need to really be connected to yourself in order to
But that's what
that
life
way.
is. Life doesn't mean you become
but
an
the mother
angel.
needs to feel. She tells me I need to hug him. I know this is a way of thinking about yourself when you need him. But
what does the child need?
It's very hard to get them to believe.
Yeah.
That.
But you see, it's very interesting that when a parent passes away, the children suddenly become concerned with what the parent wants more than when they were alive. When the parents were alive, they didn't visit, they didn't come, they didn't care. The parent said, I need something, and it doesn't. As soon as a parent passes away, all of a sudden it becomes very important. What would he want? Where would he want to be buried? What kind of a funeral would he want? No, he wouldn't want that. Don't do that. He doesn't like that. All of a sudden, he becomes important. So you realize he's still your father. He's still your mother. I was sitting at a shiva, and the son made a joke about his father who passed away. A funny joke. Okay. But then he thought, oh, is that okay? And he turns to me and he says, it's okay to make a joke? I said, I don't know. Does your father have a sense of humor? If your father had a sense of humor, he's probably laughing. If he didn't have a sense of humor, you're in trouble. The father is the father. He's still the same person. Just the weaknesses go away, but not the character. So that's who you're saying Kaddish for. for the same character. He hasn't changed. She hasn't changed. The relationship hasn't changed. One of the Rebbe's great-grandfather, when his wife passed away, he had 7 sons. He said to his sons, "You lost a mother, I lost a wife. A mother can be a mother no matter how far away she is. But a wife that is far away is too painful. So my loss is greater than your loss. Because a mother can still be a mother."
Why? I didn't get it. But if you say she's staying the same as the wife as well,
Not the marriage.
not the marriage.
You can go marry somebody else now, which means you're not. So your mother is going to be your mother no matter how far away she is. And God forbid, if a 6-year-old passes away, she's still your daughter. So what are you doing for her?
That's why a lot of people doing good things for the
That is the
person
right
that
thing.
they lost.
And how does the daughter feel that her father stopped doing all the good things he was doing, is angry at the whole community, wants to move away and go hide somewhere, all blaming it on her?
Wow.
This is what you do to a 6-year-old? She needs this?
Wow.
Anyway, it was so dramatic when he said, "Okay, so should I put on the tefillin now?" It's like, okay, back to normal.
You were at the
Back
right
to being a
place,
father.
the right time, the right place for him.
And today, and what's going on here, we need to know this.
This is why I'm so happy you're here. And I hope a lot of people will hear you now, because we know what our Am Israel is dealing with. I see pain everywhere, especially these days. What do you think about what's happening now when the hostages coming home? I feel so much joy and happiness to see the mother hugs her daughter again, the father. I'm with tears in my eyes, and the other side of me is terrified. Like together, I see all those murderers going to the streets, released from the jail, and no matter what you say today, somebody mad at you, because it's okay to feel both. I can be happy for those just and want them to be home. I'm a Jewish, and every soul counts. But on the other way, I'm really, really scared about the Jewish that's gonna lose their lives because of this act. So, what am I doing with those feelings? What do you think? It's
If you can't have both, then you're not really alive. You're living a fantasy. Both are real. And you have to handle both. You have to be absolutely thrilled and absolutely shocked. Why does a life have to come with such a high price? And how will it stop? When will this stop? That you have to pay a high price?
never. This way, never. But what is the option? You can't leave them there. The other way, the risk is too high. So what's the? I'm so happy I don't need to decide. This is not mine to decide. But in other way, I'm saying
It's a
this is
very hard decision.
this is my children. He needs to grow in Israel and to be safe.
So one thing we can do, stop telling the enemy that you will do everything to get back the kidnap. Don't say that. It makes them so happy. Oh, we'll do anything to get them back. Oh, yeah? So we got you. Don't say it. Do whatever you need to do to get them back. But don't tell the enemy that you're willing to do anything.
Everything is outside today.
It's the wrong
digital,
message.
Everything is on the news. They are all the time.
Look, there are two things we should never
was-
say. Number one is, we will not kill your civilians. Don't say that. Why? Because when you say it, all their
They
civilians...
use it against us.
Against them. Against their own civilians. You want to protect their civilians? Then don't say you're going to protect them. Because if you're protecting them, they won't.
Can I vote for you? You're going.
Actually, by saying we'll protect your civilians, you're killing their civilians.
Of course. They're hiding behind the civilians.
Yes. And then we
Very
complain.
simple.
Yeah, they're using them for human shields. You told them to. You promised them that it'll be better for them if they do that. So now we have to make a statement to the world. No more.
Israel is actually on their hands and they're doing wrong.
It comes from our humility.
You're saying it's so simple, yeah, but they're doing, but everything is opposite.
We are so humble that we can't believe that we are smarter than the Geneva Conference. We can't believe that we have better values. We can't believe that we have more MS than the rest of the world. So whatever the rest of the world says, we go along with it.
So do you think it will end sometime?
I think the world
Do
would
we
be
get
better.
smarter?
I hope so. I think the world would be better. For every country, it would be better if we set the values. No, you don't protect your enemies' civilians. You protect your civilians. And you protect your soldiers. That's normal. That's what
not
every
for us.
normal person expects. And if there's a hostage, doesn't make the whole country hostage. Now we can't fight a war. Now we're afraid to shoot. Now you have us stuck. No, we are not stuck. We're going to come and destroy you. And we'll try to save the hostages, of course. But don't tell them, now we don't know what to do. You have our hostages. What should we do?
Do everything.
Don't act helpless, because then they win. And also, if you can get 1,000 terrorists released, why wouldn't they take more hostages? It's a good business.
Very good business.
So are you protecting people from becoming hostage?
They didn't pay nothing. I mean it. They didn't pay nothing. Not in the land. Anything. Like
Yeah.
they're just getting more from
Rewarded?
killing us.
They even
But we
make
didn't
sure
learn anything from the 7th of October.
there is something about the Holy Land. This is so amazingly true. God said, the God nobody believes in, right? The God said that the land of Israel is a Yerusha.
נחלת אבותינו.
The only country in the world that is a Yerusha. Every other country, if you want to have it, conquer it. Take it by force and it's yours. Every country in the world. But Eretz Yisrael, Eretz HaKodesh, the only way to have it is if you inherit. You can't conquer it. The Romans tried and the Babylonians tried and the Persians tried. They captured. They couldn't own it.
And the Arabs trying now. What is Palestinian? Anyway, I'm trying to understand why we're
Listen,
using this word all the time.
What they really believe, the enemy believes that they inherited the land.
One day they created a...
No, it goes back to Yishmael. They think that they are the descendants of Yishmael. Yishmael was Avraham's older son, so he inherits. It explains everything. Why have we not been able to negotiate a peace? Why don't they want a two-state solution? Because
it
they
all.
believe
Everything belongs to them.
that it's their inheritance. You're going to give them a state? The chutzpah. You're going to give me my country?
A person who wants peace with you wouldn't take anything from you. He wants your peace. He wants the peace with you. Even the rabbi said it.
He wants his land. What made it your land? I inherited. It doesn't matter if I lived there, doesn't matter if I built it, doesn't matter if I destroyed it. It's my Yerusha. You can beat me up? Yeah, you can beat me up, but it's my Yerusha. They're so confident that it's theirs that they don't have to do anything because it's Yerusha. You don't have to deserve a Yerusha. That's why every Jewish baby is their enemy. Because if there's a Jewish baby, that baby inherits the whole land. So this is the issue. Who inherits? What does the Torah say? Sarah said to Avraham, Lo yirash ben ha'ama hazot im beni im Yitzchak. Avraham said, whoa, what about Yishmael? So God said to Avraham, Kol asher toima lecha Sarah shma bekola, ki beYitzchak yikare lecha zara. It's so clear.
To listen to your wife, of course.
That's right.
First of all.
Yeah. A mother knows. So she said, no, he does not inherit. Yitzchak inherits. And God said, she's right. So this is the issue. They say it's our land by inheritance. We don't have to capture it. You have to get out of here. That's it. And we say, but we're a democracy. I say, so what? You want to be a democracy in my land? And then we say, well, what did you do? When you lived here, it was a desert. My inherited desert. It's mine by inheritance. Now we have to say, it's our inheritance, and therefore I can't give you an inch. I can't give away my grandchildren's inheritance. This is the problem.
It's not yours to give.
It's not, right, because it's an inheritance. The one thing we've never said in the UN, in the negotiations, in the news, we've never said,
Right.
It's our inheritance. We can't give it away, even if we wanted to.
But if someone really wants peace with you, why would you need to give him something? If you both want peace, you're getting peace. Why do I need to give something? It's not a real peace. Every time they sign off something, it's a piece of paper that nobody cares about. You can see it now with Egypt. You can see it in a lot of places
But we gave
we have peace.
But we gave away territory.
Yes.
And still don't have peace.
If they want peace with you,
Yeah.
this is what they get. Peace. Nobody needs to give anything. Okay, if you want peace with me, give me your land. Why it's not the opposite?
So the problem again is that we don't listen to our own history. This is a religious war.
But people learn history today from the TikTok, from Free Palestine, from
TikTok.
Yeah.
It's a religious war based on belief. They really believe it.
It's more than that. Like they took a lie, and the more they're saying it on the social media, on the news, they repeat it, and it becomes the truth.
But what is the lie? The lie is what they believe. It's our land, and I don't have to prove it, and I don't have to deserve it. That's the lie.
If we will keep saying it, as you say, with confidence, things will be different.
Especially
But
when you're right. Especially if it's true.
Yes, but we are always busy, apologize.
Yeah. So here's a very strong proof. If we said to the world, it's our inheritance, we can't give you an inch, we can't let you have any piece of we can't. We want to, but we can't, right? Because we are the children of Israel, and this is the land of Israel, and we are the chosen people, and God gave us this land. How powerful would that be? So I have proof. When they were moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Yerushalayim, I remember the panic, especially among Jews. This is going to cause this is going to be such bloodshed, there's going to be riots in the streets, and there's going to be... What happened? Nothing.
When you do.
It's almost a little disappointing. They moved the embassy and nothing? Because everybody knows Yerushalayim is the capital. Who doesn't know that? The whole world knows Yerushalayim is the capital. They don't understand why we don't. Why don't you insist that you're...
So how do you waking up all those people that keeps on...
So part of the problem is that
they're just holding the lie and
making the same mistake.
I'm so mad about the reality that I need to speak again and again and again, and they're saying every single piece of land that you will give will return to you in blood.
Yes.
Like you said, it's not yours to give, and you only keep it for the next generations. You can't have deals on your land. How do you wake them up? Wake up! I want
We're too, yeah.
Shake them.
We're too humbled by the suffering of 2,000 years. It's so hard to believe that we're right and the whole world is wrong. It's hard to believe, no? You have to be very arrogant to think, I'm right and the whole world is wrong. After 2,000 years, you start to believe your enemy's lies about you. Everybody thinks Jews are bad. Everybody hates Jews. Yeah, but we're the best. How do you believe that? Your opinion against the whole world. But that's exactly who we are. Our opinion against the whole world, and our opinion is right because we are the teachers and the rest of the world are the students. That's our job, to be the teacher.
Be the light.
To be the light. So yes, there are 30 kids in the classroom and only one teacher, and the teacher is right. Why are you so surprised?
I think people just think it's too arrogant, as you said, to say I'm the best.
Yeah. Because for 2,000 years in Europe,
but in the Jewish,
if you said I'm the chosen people, you got killed. So now that's the most frightening thing to a Jew. You're the chosen people? No. Why? Everybody knows you're the chosen people. Do you think you're kidding anybody? We say, no, we're the same like everybody. And then the whole world looks at you and says, what is wrong with you? We know you're not like us. You're the chosen people. So everybody knows that the land belongs to us. They're just so surprised that we don't say it. They know it and we don't say it. If we said it, the war would be over. Just like when you move the embassy to Yerushalayim, nobody complains because everybody knows it's where it belongs. If we said this is our land and we can't give it away, everyone said, yeah, we knew that. We know that. The whole world knows.
It's about being confident of what's yours First of all,
who you are and what belongs
who
to you.
are and what's your why?
Now is the best time. It's never been so good. The whole world's attention is on us. Every day, all over the world, what is the news? Israel. Israel, Israel, Israel. Jews, Jews, anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
That means...
No Jews, no news.
Oh, that's a good line. It means that we have the world's attention and they're expecting us to say something magnificent. And we say, we have a right to defend ourselves.
Like you said, the whole world watching us. And we are saying to them, okay, you can kill us, you can do whatever you want with us, and we will be on the same routine over and over again. I have faith it will change. Yeah, I have the faith.
We have to. We have no choice. The world is going to insist until we say the right thing. And what is the right thing? We are the teachers. Sit down like good little boys and girls, and we will teach you. That's it. And we will teach you right from wrong because you don't know right from wrong. You don't know. You don't remember anymore what God said and what God wants. You made up your own religion. You twisted everything. You want to know what's really real? Sit down quietly and we will teach you. And then the world will be sane because one teacher, not millions of teachers.
This is a good point because I see the Israel people going for two bases, like the right and the left. And I was saying, you don't need to think right or left. You need to think good or bad. That's it. Is it good for us as Israel or is it bad? Stop looking at the person who's saying the things or doing it. Look at the action and tell me if it's good for us.
And all this comes
know the difference.
All this comes from learning Tanya?
I also.
Huh?
Especially Tanya, yeah.
That's very good.
I see what's happening. People using us against each other all the time. The media, the politics. And then we fight each other instead of look at the thing and say, wrong, bad. It's light, darkness. But
Trump moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Yerushalayim. How many Jewish leaders told him not to do it? There was a lot of pressure because we were afraid. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. We're going to get killed for this. Trump said, but...
They told him.
Yeah.
But he was confident
said,
about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Didn't
but
ask
Jerusalem is your capital. What don't you understand? Why are you afraid of the truth? So he moved it, and everybody said, right. Right?
Nothing happened.
So we have to have at least as much confidence as Trump. Anyway, things will get better because they have to. And we will be the world's teacher, and the world will be good, and Jews will be proud again, and the world will be moral, and there will be no war.
We need the confidence. Leaders.
One, Mashiach. Mashiach means a leader.
Yalla gvar.
Yeah. Mashiach simply means a leader who knows what he's doing. And we haven't had one in a long time.
What do you have for the people who's listening to us now that you want them to take with them? One thing that you know that they need to wake up. And this thing is going to change our reality once they will do it.
So I spoke in a church.
Give them homework.
I spoke in a church in Puerto Rico. And these are people who deeply believe in Christianity. Very simple, faithful, loyal. And I said to them, it's time to get off your knees and stop asking God for favors and start doing him a favor. Stop using him, start serving him. Make the world his world. They all, oh yeah. Yeah, get up off your knees and stop using him for your benefit and do something for him, which is called Ivdu et Hashem. And then it will be besimcha. Because when you're serving, you're besimcha. When you're asking to be served, you're miserable. So stop needing
Start
and
giving.
do what is needed. Overnight, that can change the world.
Amen to that. Thank you for the light that you're bringing. And I hope so many people will hear you now and make a change. I really believe that all the reality that we see outside comes from the inside, from the things that we need to kill in our soul in order to change the reality outside.
Belief runs the world. We see this so clearly. Europe has no belief. So Islam is taking over. When you believe nothing, you're helpless. What you believe defines life, determines what life is going to be. If your belief is false, all it's going to bring is war and hatred and competition and misery. If your faith is right, it saves the world. Because what you believe governs, not what you eat. You are not what you eat. You are what you believe.
Also eat.
A little bit.
This is the temple. You need to take care of him. Thank you so much.
You are very
Coming.
welcome. And let's look forward to great improvements that are going to come out of all of this horrible mess. But somehow, from the worst condition comes the best blessings.
So with these positive words, we're gonna end the podcast. I feel like I was inside of a great lesson for myself. I hope they will take it as well. Thank you so much.